Hello, friends. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. I hope you are having a really good week so far. Our sales remain up. We still are close to that 50% over the last 30 days, which is absolutely amazing. So really excited to share some more bread and butter items with you, which are those items that are going to be easier to find. They're going to be out there at thrift stores. They're going to be at garage sales. Not very rare, but they're selling now. They sell regular. And I will tell you how much I paid for them. I'll tell you where I got them, and I'll tell you how long it took them to sell. So that way you kind of have an idea. And that way, when you are going out to thrift stores or garage sales or estate sales, you know what to look for. Now, later this week on Friday, I am going to do a high dollar only, as we have had a lot of really high dollar sales. So really excited to share those with you later during the week. So make sure to watch for that one. And there's Dalton in his PJs in the afternoon. It is spring break, so anything goes. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to show you about 15 to 20 items that sold on eBay between $20 and $50. And then I'm also going to show you a few sales from Poshmark as well. So here is our sales chart data. This is over the last 31 days. Today, I'm recording this at 5, and we're only at $153 for the day. We are at $2,000 for the week. So this has been a lower week, but we are at $12,800 for the month, which is an increase over 49% over the last 31 days. And then the 90-day total is at $29,000. So my goals are to get to about $5,000 a week. So we're not where I want to be. I'm still listing. I've listed 20 so far today. I'll probably try and list another 20 later today for those of you that wonder how many I list. Normally it is between 20 and 40 a day. And we are going, though, on spring break. We're going on a trip this week. So this week I'm probably not going to get as many up as I want to. But that's okay. That's the beauty of reselling. You can take a break when you need to. It does affect the algorithm, though. So I will probably still try and put up at least a few a day while we are on vacation. And let's go ahead and take a look. And what I'm showing you is not everything that makes up that $2,000. It's just a sampling. I did omit the high dollar because we're going to do that later in the week. All right, first up is this marionette. This is a marionette wooden puppet. It's 14 inches, so it's a smaller one. And this one sold for a best offer I sent out of 30% off for $27.99. It was listed back in November, so it took about 5 months to sell. Sold for $27.99. I am about $10 in, so this is actually only about a $10 profit, but there were other puppets in the lot that should bring more. So you can see this is hand painted. It does have some damage, unfortunately, but still $27. And again, not a big profit, $10, but I will take that. And 5 months isn't overly long. Vintage Coach purse. There's actually two that you're going to see in this video, and this one sold for full price. It sold for $41.99. This is a mini one. It is a smaller one. So I have Vintage Coach brown logo, small purse, mini tote. I did put for girls or dress up because it's so small. It would be perfect for that. So that's something you have to think about when you're doing your titles, is kind of non-traditional ways that your items could be used that people might search for. So this one took a year to sell, but it sold for full price, and I only paid $5. So it's about a $28 profit, even though it did take the year. And here you can see the purse from all angles. It was in good condition. Again, it was just a smaller coach, so it did take 30% off offer to get it out. There is the leather tag on the interior. And this one was a good sale at full price. It just took a long time. Next up was a very fast sale. This one sold in less than a month. This is a Reebok UFC body armor gray polo shirt XL. I did put promotion men's fight club promo and rare. Sold for a best offer I sent out of 10% off. So it sold for $26.99. I only paid $1. So this one's a little over a $20 profit, very fast. Watch for UFC stuff. And this was in conjunction with Body Armor, as well as being a Reebok shirt. So I kind of had a few things going for me there. I picked it up at the thrift store on every clothing was $1 that day, and it sold very, very fast. Up next is a ring that I think a lot of people would have hesitated to list, but I saw potential in this. So I put vintage sterling silver ring, empty setting for stone customized oval, size 9. I did put Reed. I got an offer of $25 and I accepted it. So this one was listed back in August last year. So we're looking at about 8 months to sell. I'm less than $5 in a online sterling silver lot. So it's about a $15 profit. So it took a little bit longer, but this is a really, really neat vintage piece that I didn't want to just sell as scrap sterling. Up next is this really, really neat Brighton necklace. This is a fashionista Brighton necklace. And this one actually sold, and that last one sold to Kelly too. So I'm glad Kelly got it, and I hope she can do something with that setting or find a good buyer for it. So Kelly, thank you for your purchases. Sorry I didn't say it on that last one. I actually just realized. So this is a Brighton pendant necklace, multi-strand boho and chains. This is a really cool Brighton necklace, and it sold to Kelly for $34.99. Here you can see it says LA Chic, New York Fashion, Paris Vogue. Really, really cool Brighton necklace. There's that Brighton heart. And this one I got from Shannon in a big lot. I'm about $5 in. So it's about a $22 to $23 profit after fees. This one was listed in October, so it took about 6 months to sell. Up next, this one also went to Kelly. This is a boho fringe large scarf wrap or shawl, 13 by 69. Really, really pretty. And this one I got for about $1 or $2. So it's about a $12 profit after fees. Did take a year to sell, so I appreciate Kelly picking this one up. It's a really, really beautiful. Some of the scarves are kind of hard to represent in photos, like how pretty they really are, and this was definitely one of those. Next is one that was listed back in September. This one also went to Kelly. So this one I actually paid $19 for. So after fees, it's only a couple dollars profit, but it was in a lot with some higher priced sterling items. It actually has a signature that I was not able to identify. So maybe Kelly can identify that, and if she's reselling it, make a profit on it. So again, for me, just a couple of dollars profit. That does happen in lots where you pay up. You're going to have pieces that are going to make the majority of the profit and pay for the lot. And then the other items are going to be kind of an even keel where you're not making money on every single item if you're dividing it up equally. Next up is one that was listed back in October, so a 6-month length to sell. This is a Seidenstricker glass, pink orchid, fused art glass, 15-inch wavy scallop tray. I did put sign. So Seidenstricker used to be worth more money. It's not worth as much now. I paid $10 for this, so it's a little bit less than a $10 profit. So there are a couple pieces in this video that I didn't make a ton off of, and that's kind of what we call paying to learn. So for me, from now on, with any Seidenstricker, I'm going to research the actual piece because there are only a few that are valuable enough that I would want to pick them up. Fast sale. This is a Pacific Isle Hawaiian green blue button-up shirt. It was an XXL. I put geometric and tiki. This one sold for a best offer of $21.45. This is another dollar thrift store clothing pickup. So You guys wonder why I picked them up? This is exactly why. $1 into 21 is 20 times my money. You cannot beat that. It's about an $18 profit after fees. And you can see here the XXL. This was definitely a vintage shirt and really, really good sale. And this one sold in only 2 months. Up next is one that was listed back in November. This is another thrift store find for $1. This is a Port & Company Live Naked knit beanie hat. I did put ski, snow, winter, navy, and white cap skull. And this one was listed back in November, so it did not take long to sell, about 5 months, but I only paid $1. It sold for a best offer of $17, making it about a $13 profit. And again, $1 into 13, I'm 13 timesing my money. So a lot of people don't like to mess with the lower sales. I am okay, especially when there's stuff like this that are really easy to list and ship. This shirt was a very, very fast sale. It sold in about 2 weeks. This is my birthday shirt, navy. Watch for grunt style. So this is, I put graphic tee. It is a 3X, so a good size, cotton and short sleeve. And this one sold for a best offer of 20, but I only paid 50 cents. So it is about a $17 profit, very, very fast. So grunt style seems to sell pretty well about that $20 point. So if you can find them for a couple dollars or less, I would definitely pick them up. Next up is a Bloom Chick women's floral dress. And this one was listed back in November and sold, 5 months, but it's another one that was picked up at the thrift store for $1. It sold for 20, so about a $15 profit. Really, really pretty dress. If you do not know, Bloom Chick dresses are absolutely amazing. I actually love this brand myself. That's how I recognized it. And this was a pretty fast for clothing, I feel, 5 months and $15 profit. Next up is this Columbia PFG men's white short sleeve fishing shirt, 4X. I did put vented in pockets. This one sold in under a week for $21. This one I picked up at a little church thrift shop for $2. So it is about a $15 profit and sold really fast. So with the Columbia PFG shirts, I typically only buy XL or bigger. You can see this one is a 4X, and this one sold in under a week, and typically they will sell for between $20 and $25 for me if they're larger sizes. This is an express dress shirt, men's XL, white floral, extra slim button up, tropical Y2K. I didn't put new, but it is new. This one sold for a best offer of $30. It was listed almost a year ago. It was listed in May last year. I paid $10, so it's about a $15 profit and took a while to sell. So this is probably something either I wouldn't pick up again at that $10 mark. I might at $5, because then I would be okay pricing it a little lower and it might have sold a little bit faster. Next up is a Hermes gift box with 3 dust bags. I did put necklace bracelet set. This one sold for a best offer of $35. I accepted $35 because it's been listed over a year and I only paid $1. So it is about a $28 profit, but took a while to sell. That might be because I had it priced so high, because the rest of these smaller ones sold fast. But this one had so much stuff with it. I honestly probably should have put this as my front picture. It probably would have got more attention now that I'm looking at it. So be very careful what you're using as your front photo, because that's what your buyers see when they're scrolling through. And I had just the plain box one, where I think this one showing everything included would have sold it a lot faster. Next up is one that took almost a year to sell. This is a Dermalactives Purifying Cleansing Gel. It did sell for full price at $24.49. I actually use the moisturizer by this company, and I absolutely love it. It's great, but I didn't need the cleanser. This came in a monthly subscription box, so I'm about $5 in. So it's about a $15 profit, but again, it took a year to sell. I get the subscription boxes. Most time I'll keep 1 or 2 items out of 5. I sell the rest to pay for the box, and then I get my items for free. Next up, I absolutely love these, but they took a year to sell. So this is a lot of 2 Southwest Adobe House. They were made to look like paper bags, but they were ceramic and they were little candle holders. So these sold for full price at $31.49. I'm only a couple of dollars into these, so they're about a $25 profit, but they took a year. Now I do see a crack here. Hopefully the buyer saw that crack as well. I don't know if we photographed the crack up close. There you can see they are both signed. I think these are probably studio pottery pieces. And again, this one might end up coming back. I can see that crack pretty clearly, but I'm not sure if the buyer did. Last up for eBay is one that took a while to sell, about 10 months, and it sold for a best offer of $34.99. This is a Coach Hampton Soho cream leather satchel. I did put Reed, and again, sold for $35, so I had to come down on the price, but I only paid $5 in a lot, so it's about a $24 profit, but long time to sell. And there you can see that Coach tag, but there was staining on it, which is probably why it took so long. But I still got $35 out of it. So this is something I'll list, but I know it's going to take longer to sell because of the flaws. And this one is actually the last item I'm going to show you for eBay. And now we're going to jump on over to Poshmark. First up on Poshmark is this 2 Palms Hawaiian floral maxi dress ruffle. It does say vintage, made in Hawaii, 100% rayon. Sold for $29. Payout was $20 on this one, and I got it for 2 at a thrift store, so it's about an $18 profit. And this one's really pretty. I thought it would be worth more. Unfortunately, it wasn't, but I only paid $2, so not too bad into 20. And this one took about 5 to 6 months to sell. Next up was a really, really fast sale. This is a Silpada silver mother of pearl and CZ stargazer necklace. And I wrote mother of pearl twice. I didn't even catch that. This one, the payout is about $20. I paid $5 for this in a lot. This one sold in under a day. Really, really fast, pretty Silpada. And I was able to find the Silpada stock number. And if you don't know, this is the Silpada marking, those double arrows. And this one was an 18-inch necklace. You can see we do zoom in close to show that, and sold really, really fast and is a $15 profit. Last up is one that took well over a year to sell, and I accepted an offer way below where I had it, actually less than half. But this was an empty bottle and it was in a lot, and really I had no cost in. So sold for $30. It's about a $20 profit, but took forever. But again, no cost in. I'm okay waiting to make 20 bucks. It is completely empty, and it was just the bottle that people wanted it for. All right, that was everything. I hope you've enjoyed. Hopefully sales will pick up today. Again, this week has been slow. It's up and down and up and down, but overall we're still doing very well compared to the last 31 days, and hopefully that will continue to trend up and we can keep it there and do even better. I hope the rest of your week goes very well. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, make sure you're still subscribed, and I will see you on the next one.